let me talk about that one time that I played Uno with telephone. Let me just recline my chair. So, I've just discovered that if you type the word furry into Google, I pop up. It's an image of me playing Uno with telephone. So, this video, I just want to talk about how that image came to be. You may be asking, Fluke, why are you all the way down there with your chair reclined? It's because I'm tired of filming this intro. Because I filmed it about 8 times already. Why is it so difficult for me to just tell a story? This is why I'm a terrible actor, okay? And don't tell me that my acting is good for my skits, okay? Those are just, I don't know, those are improvisation. It's different. It's different. Anyways, there's this image on Google of me playing Uno with telephone. And I'm just going to explain to you how that picture came to be. It was at this convention called Anthrocon in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh? In Pennsylvania. And I believe it was the last day that we were at the convention. It was a Sunday, or maybe it was a Monday, and everybody was leaving. And you know, you get to that point in a convention, you've had all this fun with all of your friends, and you have all of these memories. And it's such a good time. But then Monday comes around and everybody starts flying off back to their homes. Everybody's hugging and crying. Honestly, it's just a very sad time because you don't want to leave your friends. You don't want to go back to your boring ass life, but that's the harsh reality of it. So I just wanted one last hip hurrah of getting into my fursuit and just walking around and giving out hugs to people who are sad. Yeah. Now, of course, I was sad that a lot of my friends were leaving and flying out. I didn't fly out till like Tuesday or Wednesday or something, so I was there for a while. But I went to fursuit alone because that's just what I like to do. I can't remember what Tyrex was doing. I think he was attending a panel or something, but I didn't want to bother him. I just wanted to go do my own thing because that's just what I like to do. So I get into fursuit. Kind of sad, and I just want to go walk around. I go walk around the convention. It's so empty. Like, I look down into the dealer's den, and like my heart drops because like all of the people in the dealer's room are like clearing their stuff out, right? And it's like eerily empty. You know when you graduate from high school or something, and you revisit your high school, and you see just the empty hallways and everything, and you just remember all the memories that you had there with all your friends and everything. I guess it was kind of like that. So I was just feeling very emotional. And honestly, I just wanted to walk around and give out hugs and stuff because I needed them and I knew other people needed them. So that's what I wanted to do. However, nobody like really cared to come up to me and hug me. And me as an introvert, it's difficult for me to just be like, oh, hi, can I give you a hug? So I was just honestly just kind of sulking around, walking around this empty convention. I know this story is probably not that exciting. I'm sorry. If I'm giving you anxiety, it gets better. Don't worry. So I end up like taking these elevators and I'm right outside this long, big open hallway that is right outside of the dealer's den. And there's even less people there and not a lot of people are like wanting to give me hugs or anything. I'm honestly starting to think, why did I get into fursuit in the first place? But I do remember the one fursuiter that did come up and say hi to me very nonchalantly, just very, just chill, like, oh, my friend Fluke, how's it going? It was Telephone. I don't think I have ever met Telephone before. I've only heard of Telephone like everywhere in the fandom because everybody's heard of Telephone. But she was in suit and they were just walking around with like their backpacks on and just hanging out in that big hallway area. So obviously I want to say hi to them. I just remember walking up to Telephone and we exchanged conversation. Like I was like, hi Telephone, I think your fursuit is really cute. And she was like,
thank you so much. I really like you dancing as well.
And it felt really nice. And then I remember I was about to break from the conversation and I guess that was the last conversation I was gonna have that day because I was sad. I was now tired and hot. I was probably just gonna go back to my room and lay down and mope, honestly. I was just not having a good day. But then Telephone was like, you wanna play Uno? And I was like, all right, why not? So she like sits down with a couple of her friends. She like pulls out a backpack and pulls out some Uno cards and like places it down. Now these cards are like huge. They're like this big. And it was literally just Telephone, one of her friends, and me and we were just like playing Uno with each other for no reason. Like, I think we all knew that we were just hot and tired and just ready to go back to our rooms, but we were just like, this is the last thing that we're gonna do before we go home. Might as well just do it. So I remember we start playing Uno, and then one by one, people start trickling in. And they're like, oh my god, are you guys playing Uno? And Telephone is like, yeah, you want to join us? So we end up getting like one person joining, another person joining. We end up having like, I think 7 people playing Uno. And that was pretty fun. I remember I was like struggling to like grab the cards because my paws, they could not grip the cards very well. So I was like struggling for like a minute trying to grab a card and hand it in. And all the fursuiters were like struggling to grab their cards, but it was just fun, you know? But I think like the one thing that was really funny was somebody decided to like live stream it. And they like had their phone up and they were acting like they were a show host or something. Over here on the right, we have Fluke Husky. And over here on the left, we have Telephone, facing head-to-head off in a game of Uno. Who will win? Tune in after this commercial break. And it was just funny. He was just going off, and we were having a good time. Not only like 5 minutes pass, and then suddenly people just come from the shadows. I don't know where they came from. Like, none of these people were walking around when I walked past them. But so, like, all these people just start like crowding around us and like watching us play Uno. It ended up being like really fun. Me struggling with my cards and handing it in and sending sly remarks to Telephone, and it was just a really fun Uno game. I remember it went on for a very long time. We didn't even finish it. I also remember I ended up with like 20 cards and I couldn't hold them all in my paws. But I think I ended up like recruiting a human slave to be like, human, grab this card here and put it in. That was a lot of fun. I'm just now remembering all these memories. But anyways, I remember all these people crowded around us, and someone happened to snap a picture of me sitting with everyone with Telephone playing Uno. And I didn't really think anything of it. I didn't really want to get any attention from it, because I think honestly we were all just really exhausted and we weren't really being very energetic. I was just tired, you know? I was hot, I was tired, and I was just ready to go after this. But that was just so funny how like spontaneous that Uno game was. So anyways, I broke from there after like 20 minutes of playing. I said goodbye to Telephone, gave hugs and everything. I took off, went back to my room, and I felt a little bit better. I wasn't gonna mope anymore, because that was a nice kind of spontaneous thing to happen during a convention. And that was a fun first hangout that I got to have with Telephone. So once I get home, I end up seeing a message from my friend who sends me an article. So I tap on the article and I see that it's a picture of me and Telephone playing Uno on the floor. And it's this article right here. Let me find it. So this is the image. It's all coming back now. I remember I was struggling with that gosh darn harness because it has the little leg loops, and the leg loops, they like ride up on your legs and they like bunch up your fursuit. I was not having it that day with the harness. And I'm wearing the cute little backpack I see. I click on the article and I was so surprised. I was like, oh my gosh, someone took a picture of this? But anyways, this is an article that was written in 2019. It says, for some with autism, furry culture offers comfort and acceptance. And it goes on to say that like the furry fandom kind of welcomes with open arms to those who are struggling with mental conditions. And it's really cool. It's a positive article, it's a good picture, and it's just good PR. So yeah, that was a good time. I'm really glad that someone snapped that picture, because I was totally like not planning any of that, and it all just kind of happened, and I'm just like really happy that someone captured that moment. But anyways, I just want to make a little video about me explaining that little picture, because it's cute. It's fun to look back on and see the shenanigans that I have been through. I just feel like normal people looking into the furry fandom are just like, oh, these guys are so weird. But after you've like lived through something like a convention, or actually just talking to furries and seeing their take on things, it's really fascinating. I just have so many good memories from Anthrocon. Like, I cannot wait to go back once things settle down. But yeah, that was just a fun little spontaneous thing that kind of happened, and someone happened to capture it on their phone. And now it's in an article, and now whenever you just type in furry into Google, like that's one of the first images that pops up. It's kind of surprising. But yeah, I am looking forward to the day that we can go back to conventions and have fun times like this again. I feel like conventions are going to be just like very different for me and Tyrox, because we haven't been to a convention like during this whole YouTube thing. And I'm just kind of curious how it's gonna be when I go out in public and people recognize me. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning into this video. I know it was a different kind of video, but I do a lot of different videos on my channel, so I feel like you shouldn't have to expect any particular type of video at this point. If you like what you saw, leave a little thumbs up. And if you want to see more of the stuff that I do in the future, make sure to hit the subscribe button. 58% of people who watch my stuff are not subscribed, guys. We need to fix this. Look at this graph. Look at this graph. Oh man, that meme is old. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.